Welcome back to the garage, YouTube. We're down here for another episode of DIY Amateur Hour, and like I told you in the last episode, if you haven't watched it yet, click up here. We're going to be sharpening the blades on the lawnmower. Now, sharpening lawnmower blades might seem a little intimidating or daunting at first if you've never done it before. Believe me, I know, but it's really not that difficult. All you got to do is keep the angle on the grinder the same as the angle that's already there on the blade, and you'll have sharp blades in no time. So stick around and I'll show you what we're doing here. So these are the blades off of the 277 that you saw in the previous video. They're decent for the most part. They're dull, but they're in decent shape. This one's got a little bit of a nick taken out of the cutting edge right there. We're going to see if we can grind it out a little bit. But the lawnmower was performing fine, but just part of the yearly maintenance, we are going to sharpen the blades before we put it away. Like I mentioned before, when you're sharpening blades, you just want to make sure you keep the angle the same. The angle that I'm referring to is the angle, if I can get the camera to focus, that angle right there. You want to keep it the same all the way through just to get an even cutting edge. But in the long run, as long as it's sharp, it really doesn't matter. As with a lot of projects out there, and when you're using power tools like grinders, wire wheels, they're going to be shooting sparks and other bits and pieces. Make sure you're always wearing safety glasses, and in this case I will be wearing earplugs just to protect your hearing. Just like with most things in life, make sure you always use proper safety equipment. In this case, safety glasses, and I'll be using earplugs. When you're using power tools or the grinder and wire wheel, you're going to have little bits and pieces of the wheel, as well as sparks and bits of metal flying around. You want to protect yourself. Should be obvious, but I know it's not always. I'm going to try and keep the camera away from the sparks and other flying stuff, but still try and get a good angle for what we're doing here. So essentially, this is the grinding wheel on my bench grinder. We're just going to slowly and carefully run the blade along the grinding wheel, taking off a little bit of material, trying to sharpen the cutting edge. So here we go. As you saw, that wasn't a whole lot of cutting, but we've taken off a little bit. We need to get right there on the very edge of the blade. We'll give it another go. So as you can see, we have a much sharper edge on the blade now. It's not razor sharp. It's really not going to cut anybody, but it should go through grass just fine. Alright YouTube, there you have it, about 15 minutes of work, and we have some sharp blades for our lawnmower, all ready for the 2018 season. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this in the future, please hit the subscribe button, and as always, if you have any tips, tricks, comments, or ideas, please leave them down in the comments below. Thanks, and remember you can always DIY.